Exactly 1 month ago from today, I watched in awe as our Prime Minister delivered a heartfelt apology to the members of the stolen generations. Like many, I wanted to believe that that was a turning point. I wanted to believe that finally we could begin to heal and work towards an inclusive Australian community that respects Indigenous culture and values our humanity. Throughout their 11 years in office, they constantly accused our community organisations of squandering public monies. They attacked acknowledgement of our pain as a black armband fueled history, and in the lead up to the Northern Territory emergency intervention, they labelled all Indigenous men as abusers.
Look what he's done to our people. He's done a lot of damage, and we're still strong, and we're coming up with what we believe in and keep on going, because that's the way to go.
In some of these communities, governments have simply failed to provide essential services and infrastructure. So even if people want to go to services to get help, it simply doesn't exist.
It wouldn't happen in the white community. They wouldn't throw a blanket over a whole suburb or a whole district of Sydney and say they're going to treat all the residents in that suburb or that district in one fashion until they eliminate a problem. They wouldn't do it in the white community. They shouldn't be doing it in the Aboriginal community. So those kind of arguments were debated at our national conference, and I'm very proud to say that a very passionate debate amongst our delegates saw the delegates see the terrible injustice that was occurring here, and our union has an unequivocal position of support and solidarity with our brothers and sisters in the Aboriginal community.
People are forced to go and spend these ration cards at particular shops of Coles and Woolworths. Now, of course, there's been an increase in purchasing at them because people are forced to only spend these ration cards at these shops. It's a racist policy. It only affects Aboriginal people.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks. It's not going to last for 2 weeks.
Well,
2 weeks
make
there.
it work.
I've got mouths to feed.
I've been through the rationings of what they went through on the missions there at Wollongong, and so I can, it's just reminded me that, I'd like to go and get something just to remind me of that.
We need to get rid of that policy in its entirety, because what's happening right now is that Howard's intervention is becoming Rudd's intervention. Those laws are deeply racist. They deny people their fundamental human rights, and they further entrench disadvantage. Now, child abuse is extremely serious in any community, but we are not going to deal with child abuse at all by getting rid of the permit system and by taking communities' control away from their own position.
With this intervention, the clock has been turned back 50 or 60 years.
We need employment and we need jobs. We need futures. People cannot work their whole life on CDEP, which is $20 a week more than the dole, and expect to be able to build a future on that. People were asking, where's our superannuation? Because we've been working for 15 to 20 years on CDEP. Where's our superannuation? Where's our award wages? Where's our award conditions?
As an affiliate of the ALP, we send a very strong message to Kevin Rudd and the ALP leadership: repeal this appalling legislation. Thanks very much.
He also said that they will not repeat the mistakes of the past. I work for mission managers and I work for rations. I was given these sorts of ration tickets to buy food. I didn't read about it in some archives. I lived it, and I work for mission managers. And I know how much control they have over one's lives, the Aboriginal people's lives. And to live like that, we fought against it back in the 40s, 50s and 60s, and now we're fighting again in the 21st century.
And like our grandparents who fought against protectionism, like the warriors who gathered at the Day of Mourning in 1938, and those who marched outside the Commonwealth Parliament on the 12th of February, our people will continue to fight, and we will outlive the very governments who seek to deny our humanity. Thank you.
Stop the intervention! Human rights for all! Stop the intervention! Human rights for all!
Now please support us, and remember, it's an Australian problem, it's not an Aboriginal problem. Thank you.
Quarantine racism!